So our question of the day was, can we predict the future? Okay, Miss Belane's class said no, you don't know what will happen. 4H said we think no. Mr. Bert's class said sometimes. Mrs. Joyce's class said we can only be certain of the past, not the future. That's very deep, Mrs. Joyce's class. Thank you for that. Miss Horn's class said Maisie thinks it's possible because we don't always use all of our brain, perhaps. We can predict the future, Miss Belane's class said, but it might not always be right. Mrs. Clifford's class said, depends on what it is. I could say I'm going to drop my pencil and then drop it. So I suppose that's sort of a future that you're creating. You could use clues from the present to predict the future. That's lovely for our. Mr. Dixon's class said, no, we can't. 6H, do we have any ideas from 6H? Harrison? Okay, so that kind of thing about morbidity, that, that people, don't tend to live much past 100. So that is something we can be certain of. Thank you, Harrison. Fantastic. And Theo, what was your idea from 6H? So you predicted things that might happen a couple of times, maybe using some clues. Right, so Key Stage 2, I'm bouncing between listening to 6H and doing our assembly today. So we are thinking today about the future. I'm just admitting 4TR again, because I think they had a sound issue. So we now should have lit our class candle, okay? And we've thought about the future. So what do we mean by the future? Have we got anyone in Miss Mendetta's class that can tell us what do we mean by the future? Someone from 3M.
So Zachary, do you want to have a go?
It's after something's happened.
So after something's happened. It's quite a good way of saying it, isn't it?
Happen. So the future is what's going to happen next, Zachary, perhaps? How about someone from Mrs. Clifford's class? Can you tell us what we think about, what does it mean about the future? What does that mean? Someone from 60. I can see a few hands up in 60. Lovely idea, Zachary. Thank you.
Like about climate change and like what you're going to do when you're older.
Okay, was that what you're going to do when you're older and what things might change, Mrs. Clifford?
Was Molly said it's about climate change and what you're going to do in the future.
Yes, climate change is certainly something we think about the future. Mr. Taylor, has anyone from 6H got any ideas? Okay, so something that could happen. So the next thing I want to ask about, what worries have you heard about the future? What things are people worried about in the future? So teachers, can you type them into the chat box, please? I'm just going to mute, okay, for a second so we can get 6H's ideas. So what worries do people have about the future?
War, yeah. We know that wars have happened in the past, so worrying about how wars and where wars will happen in the future.
Right, I'm going to share some of these ideas now, Key Stage 2. 6H have had some lovely ideas. So, deforestation, looking after our planet. Thank you for that one. What might happen if we don't stop plastic pollution? Thank you, 4TR. Wars, like 6H also said that we've had wars in the past. So wars in the future. What will happen if animals become extinct? Thank you, Alice T. Pollution. Computers sort of overtaking. Well done. People's health. Global warming. What's going to happen with climate change? What sort of jobs will be around when we're older? That's a lovely idea, because definitely the jobs will change. Fantastic. What's going to happen in the sun? Will there be a vaccine for everyone? Will there be a solution? Miss Horn's class said about secondary school. That's a concern. Okay. Now, secondary school is something that I definitely can reassure you about. You'll have a fantastic time at secondary school, but it's something that's going to happen in your future. At some point, you will leave Foundry Lane. That is something that's a certainty. Well done. Fantastic. So your next question is, why do people worry about the future? Okay, why do people worry about the future? I'm just going to mute my microphone again so that we can talk to 6H. Why do people worry about the future? Now, okay, there are some fantastic ideas that are coming up in our chat. People are worried because they don't know what's going to happen. That idea of uncertainty, there might be some trouble because thinking ahead can be tricky. Mr. Gowan's class, I really agree with that. Change can be scary. It could have a negative impact. Not knowing or being in control, wanting to react the right way and knowing how to react properly. Uncertainty of what might happen, worried about bad things. Okay, the idea of uncertainty, because the future may not be as good as they want it to be. We can't control deforestation on our own. Now, I think 2 assemblies ago, we spoke about that idea of us all doing something small, and things like deforestation is something we can all do small. Right, we've got a story now. Can you make sure if you haven't lit your class candle that you have already? Because it's really important that we're seeing this as our time for reflection. Okay, so we've got our story here, and it's called There Must Be More Than That. It's thinking about the future. Okay, I'm just going to make this nice and big. There must be more than that. Oh no, it's raining. Dad said it would be sunny today, but you can't always trust grown-ups. Hi, brother. Hey, sis. Do you want to know something? Our future is doomed. Huh? What does future mean? Future is what happens later, like tomorrow, or in the next 10 years, or 10 years from now. Terrible things are going to happen in the future. That's what a grown-up told my friend. We're going to run out of food because there's too many people. There might be plagues and wars and alien invasions, and the earth will be destroyed. By the time we grow up, things are going to be terrible. No way, really? Grandma, our future is doomed. Oh my, why do you say that? My brother told me so. Ah, I see. Don't worry. No one really knows what will happen in the future. Sure, there will be bad things. There will be lots and lots and lots of good things too. Grown-ups act like they can predict the future, but they're not always right. Dad said it was going to be sunny today, but he was wrong. See, that's what I mean. Grown-ups often tell you to choose one of two things, but neither of them seems right. There are more choices over here. I choose this one. It's okay to find something new on your own. There are so many possible futures. You're right. There must just be more than just 2 or 3. Exactly. There must be more than that. I want you now to stop and think about all the possible futures that you can. Okay? So, little girl's here said to her grandma, okay, that she doesn't believe it's just a good future or a bad future. Try and think of all the possible futures now and get your teachers to write them on the board, please. I'm just going to mute 6H.
Lucy.
Right, I'm going to unmute now, Key Stage 2. We had a really mixed bag here, Mr. Taylor, didn't we? So we had things for celebrations, more food could be made, new friendships, winning the lottery. You could learn new skills, have us into the promotion, didn't you? Learning to live on the moon. I could be an architect. Well done, Thea. Take comfort in your pets. Stopping famine and drought, something good or something bad. New places to visit, starting a family. The sun. People caring about the environment, new schools, new people. I want to work in a nursery. Thank you, Evie. We still could have coronavirus, or we may not have it. Animals might learn to talk. A tornado. We could end up living on Mars. Flying cars. More extinct animals. Wanting to be a policeman. Okay. Fantastic. So there's a real mixture there of different things that could happen in the future. Okay. Back to listening to our story then. Thank you, 6H. Thank you to all those children that are listening beautifully. Hey, you. Our future isn't going to be all bad. There are lots of possible futures, like a future with hot dogs every day, a future where it's okay to spend the day in pajamas. Mrs. Whitehead's smiling now. I think she likes that idea. A future where every Saturday is Christmas. Okay. Again, that's a very popular one in 6H. So, what are some other possible futures? Do I have to throw away my shoes when they get too small? No, I can use them as planters instead. So that's a bit of recycling there. Will I be pushing carrots to the side of my plate for the rest of my life? No way, I can ban them when I grow up. I'm a slow runner, but does that mean I'll never come in first place? No, but I might be first place in the funny face contest. Will I have to put up with that bully forever? No, he might be abducted by aliens tomorrow. Or maybe I'll fall in love and I won't even care I was bullied. If I get yellow paint on my clothes, will my mum get mad at me? Maybe not, if I paint everywhere else yellow too. There are always alternatives, and it's fun to think about what they might be. Sometimes people ask, do you love it or hate it? Is it good or bad? Is that person your friend or your enemy? But there must be more than just these options. There we are. Grandma, when I grow up, I'm going to get a job thinking up different futures. What a great idea. But I might be gone by then. That's not the only option, Grandma. Tomorrow you might feel so great you could take a trip around the world. Or maybe tomorrow you'll wake up as a teddy bear. Who knows? You could end up living for 300 years. You're right. There must be more for me than that. The future is so cool, isn't it? It sure is. Phew. Hi, Mum. What's for dinner? Huh? Just leftovers. But we have some eggs. Do you want one boiled or fried? Mum, not just boiled or fried. There are so many other ways to make an egg. Fried egg, boiled egg, omelette, rolled egg, scrambled egg. Rolled egg, rubber band egg, patted egg, candy egg, squeezed egg, bath egg, shoe egg, sticker egg, painted egg, brush egg, mirror egg, belly button egg, balloon egg, leaf egg, cat egg. I think we get the idea at stage 2. Towering egg. See, the future is full of possibilities. Okay, I get it. I'll make whatever you want. How would you like your egg? I can't decide. I guess I'll just have a boiled egg today. Okay, so we've got a few questions here now. I want you to think about this final bit here, which says, why does the child say the future's so cool and the future's full of possibilities? Think about that with your teacher now, please. Okay, Key Stage 2. I'm going to end today's assembly just showing you a little video clip. Okay. Now, some of the ideas we've got about what the girl meant was she didn't know what would happen. She thought it was cool. Anything could happen. You don't know what's going to happen, so it's like an adventure. I love that idea, that the future is like an adventure. That's lovely, Key Stage 2. But I'm going to share with you now a little video clip that was from Blue Peter. Can you put your hand up if you've ever watched Blue Peter before? There's a few hands up in 6H. Okay. Now, Blue Peter is a television show that's been running for quite a long time. And quite a long time ago, some people buried a time capsule. Mr. Bert's class, what do I mean by a time capsule? 6H, you're listening beautifully, thank you. What do I mean by a time capsule, Mr. Bert's class?
Yeah. Yeah. Isla said it's something that you bury like a box with some items in, and then years later someone digs it up.
Fantastic. So I'm going to show you a quick video clip about some people burying a time capsule, and then I'm going to send your teachers the link round and they can show you when that time capsule was opened. Okay. So this was in 1971, this was buried. Okay.
37 years old, you could well be watching Blue Peter with your children. But we're going to do something really special to look forward to that millennium. We're not going to do it here in the studio. It's going to be done outside, because outside the BBC Television Centre, right at the front, John and Peter are getting ready for it.
So they're burying this time capsule.
We've got this sapling silver birch here. It's only 5 years old and stands, just a fraction over 6 feet. But in the year 2000, it'll stand about 30 feet tall, quite magnificent here on the grass outside the television centre. Well, we've been digging quite a big hole here because we're not only going to plant the tree, we also want to bury this box. Because as Val says, in the year 2000,
It's going to be opened in the year 2000, this time capsule.
We thought we'd like to leave souvenirs of what we were like and of what the programme was like here in 1971. And when Blue Peter in 29 years' time comes out here, they'll be able to dig up this box and see exactly what we were like and what we were doing here today on June the 7th, 1971. I've got quite a few things to go into the box, quite a few souvenirs here. Val has raced like mad from the studio. Quite a sprint. Here they are.
Well, we've got a card here with our badges on. We've got the Blue Peter badge here, the very special gold badge, the silver badge, and the Blue Peter competition winner's badge. We've got a complete set of our mini books here, 8 of them all together to go in there. We've got our latest Blue Peter annual, the last one that came out, the 7th one. And because 1971 was a very important year indeed, we went decimal, we've included a set of the decimal coins.
Okay, so I want you and your teachers, not now, but when we've finished, to have a little think about what you would put in a time capsule if we were doing one now. I'm actually going to send you the link round so you can see in the year 2000, those presenters came back together and they actually opened up that time capsule. Okay, so I will send that link round to your teachers. Right, so somebody from Mr. Gowan's class, what do you think our key message is from our assembly today, please? What's the key message, the key thing for us to take away from our assembly?
Rachel was saying the future, all about the future and how it's hard to control and unpredictable, but there can be lots of good things.
Fantastic, thank you. And I think that at a time when we are quite worried about things, it's quite nice to think about that idea in that story that there are, there may be some negative things happen, but also there's some positive things as well. Mr. Dixon's class, can you tell me, who do you think is most in control of your future? Who is the person that can shape your future the most? Oh, lots of hands up in Mr. Dixon's class. That's fantastic to see. You are muted, Mr. Dixon.
We had a few ideas. We had our parents, we had the president, and Casey's just said ourselves.
Fantastic, well done. So yeah, those sort of authority figures, I think also ourselves, okay, being ourselves in control of our future is a really lovely idea. We can drive our future the way we want it to be. Okay, we've got our reflection time now. So can you put your head in your hands, please? Close your eyes. Remember, this is the time for you. If you are someone that prays to a certain God, this is your time to pray to them. If not, it's your time to have that mindful time to yourself. So I should see now everybody in Key Stage 2, eyes closed, just having that mindful time. Thank you to those people that help us not fear our future. We are grateful to the people that help shape our future. Help us to remember there are lots of adults who are around if we are worried or uncertain about the future and what it will bring. Let us enjoy the here and the now. Okay, heads up, Key Stage 2. Right, Mrs. Davis, thank you so much for joining us for our collective worship today. It's lovely to have a governor joining us. Key Stage 2, can you make sure you're working super hard today, please, and shaping the futures to be wonderful with your learning. And I'll see you all at the gate at the end of the day. Have a wonderful day, Key Stage 2.